Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, Browns fans. Sit tight because what I'm about to tell you is a developing story that's rattling the entire AFC North. It's a story that could have ripple effects not just for this season, but for years to come. We're talking about the situation at quarterback, and no, it's not just about who's playing now, it's about what's coming next, and how the Cleveland Browns are navigating a very tricky and uncertain landscape at that key position. Let's start with the big picture. The Browns, as many of you know, are in a bit of a quarterback quandary. After the departure of Joe Flacco, who started the season as Cleveland's main guy, things took an unexpected turn. Flacco, who led the Browns on a playoff run last year and was re-signed in the offseason, was surprisingly traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. That move stunned a lot of fans and even the coaching staff, particularly head coach Kevin Stefanski, who admitted he was caught off guard by the deal. Flacco, at 40 years old, had been a steady presence for Cleveland, especially during their playoff push in 2023. But the Browns, clearly with an eye toward the future, decided to make a bold move, and it's left them with a very interesting quarterback situation. So who's next? Well, after the trade of Flacco, Dillon Gabriel stepped in as the starter. The rookie out of Oklahoma has been impressive in his debut, showing poise and command that's been quite promising for a young quarterback making his first NFL start, especially in a high-pressure game like the one in London against Minnesota. Gabriel is the 41st different starting quarterback for the Browns since 1999, which tells you a lot about the franchise's ongoing search for stability at that position. It's been a long, often frustrating journey, and fans are eager to see if Gabriel can be the guy to finally bring some consistency to Cleveland's offense. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Shedeur Sanders, son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, has been sitting on the sidelines, waiting for his chance. Selected in this year's draft after a somewhat embarrassing slide to the 5th round, Shedeur has yet to get a real shot in the regular season. While he's been inactive for the first 5 games, serving as the emergency quarterback, the buzz about him is growing. Fans are clamoring, especially on social media, to see if Sanders can be that franchise quarterback Cleveland has desperately been searching for. He's got a strong arm, a social media following that's growing by the day, and a pedigree that's hard to ignore. But despite all that, the Browns' coaching staff isn't rushing things. In fact, head coach Kevin Stefanski made it clear that Shedeur Sanders is not yet in line to become the backup quarterback or move up the depth chart. When asked about the possibility of promoting Sanders to QB2 before their game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Stefanski was cautious. He explained that decisions about roster spots and player development are made with a lot of thought. He mentioned that they're always mindful of what's best for the team and for each individual player's growth. Stefanski also pointed out that moving from Flacco to Gabriel was a decision that involved careful consideration. It's not just about who is the best player today, but about where they see each quarterback's development heading. He said, "All roster type of things, I always have to be mindful of our players and our players' development. And I want to make sure that I'm always doing what's best for our players and of course our team." That's a very measured approach, and it's understandable given the context. These are young players, and the Browns, front office and coaching staff are probably weighing their options carefully. They're aware of the potential Shedeur Sanders has, but they also understand the importance of patience, especially with a player who's still early in his NFL journey. Now, I want you to pause here for just a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. While the Browns aren't officially promoting Sanders yet, it's almost inevitable that at some point this season, he'll get his chance to start or at least serve as the backup. The team's current quarterback situation is very much a work in progress, and with a 1-4 record, Cleveland is under pressure to find solutions quickly. The Browns are in a tough spot because they're trying to end a decades-long search for a true franchise quarterback. The fans are vocal, and social media is buzzing with debates about Sanders. Many believe he's got the tools to be that guy. His arm strength, his leadership qualities, and his social media presence have made him a fan favorite. But others are more cautious, knowing that the NFL is a different league from college, and that development takes time. Still, the team's decision-makers seem to be taking a long-term view, even if the immediate results haven't been what they hoped for. The trade of Flacco to Cincinnati was a huge move that sent shockwaves through Cleveland's fan base. It was a clear signal that the Browns are trying to shake things up and look for a new identity at quarterback. Flacco's departure was not just about roster depth, but about making a statement. Cleveland is serious about developing their young talent, especially Gabriel and Sanders, for the long haul. Flacco's experience and leadership were invaluable, but the Browns want to see what their future holds, and that's why they're not rushing Sanders to the field just yet. The coaching staff's approach underscores that patience and development are key. Kevin Stefanski, known for his methodical style, isn't one to rush a young quarterback into the lineup without proper preparation. He's been in the league long enough to understand that patience can pay off, but at the same time, he's also under pressure from fans and management to get results now. The Browns' offense has struggled at times this season, and they need a spark, something that Sanders could potentially provide once he gets his opportunity. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel is showing promising signs. His poise, decision-making, and leadership in his debut in London have earned him some trust. But the question remains, how long will Cleveland wait before giving Sanders his shot? That's the million-dollar question. The organization's patience doesn't mean they're not considering all options, but it does mean they understand the importance of doing things the right way. They don't want to rush Sanders and risk stunting his growth or creating controversy at the quarterback position. Looking ahead, there's a lot of speculation about what's next for Shedeur Sanders. Will he get a chance to start this season? It's quite possible, especially if Cleveland's struggles continue and the team needs a spark. But for now, the coaching staff is taking a cautious approach, emphasizing development and team stability. It's a smart move, even if it's hard for fans to wait. They're in a rebuild, and patience is key. What about the division? Well, the AFC North is fiercely competitive, and any shift at quarterback can have major implications. The Bengals, with Joe Flacco now in their ranks, could be a threat in the division, especially if Flacco finds his form again. The Steelers are always lurking, and the Ravens are a powerhouse with Lamar Jackson leading the charge. Cleveland's path to the playoffs and a potential Super Bowl run depends heavily on how quickly they can develop their quarterback situation, and it seems they're taking a cautious but strategic approach. In the end, the Browns are at a crossroads. They have a young quarterback in Gabriel who is showing promise, but the future might belong to Sanders if he can develop quickly and seize the opportunity when it comes. The trade of Flacco was a bold statement, signaling a commitment to the future, but it also brought some turbulence. The coaching staff's cautious stance on promoting Sanders reflects a desire to do things the right way, even if it means a longer wait. Cleveland fans, you should be excited because this story is far from over. The coming weeks will be crucial, and the potential for Sanders to step in and lead this team is very real. Now, I want to hear from you, Cleveland Browns fans. What's your take on all this? Do you believe Sanders is ready to take the reins? Are you confident in Gabriel's leadership, or do you think Sanders should be promoted sooner rather than later? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most interesting in recent memory, and we're here to cover every twist and turn with you. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Browns.